Hey everybody, it's Acadius, bringing you another episode of Life with Acadius. I know you've been waiting with bated breath for this. So today's episode is of weed, sex, and food, not in that order. So I'll just get this story going. Oh, by the way, this is Batman Arkham Knight gameplay, the beginning of it. No real spoilers if you're really paying attention. So let's go forward with the story. So I had this I guess you could call her girlfriend. I don't know what you would label her as. Her name was Christy, and the reason why I don't know how to label her is because I later discovered she had a boyfriend and I was the other guy once again, but that's a different story for another episode. This one is focused on me making an idiot out of myself, which isn't hard to do, actually. So, one night, Christy comes over, and she smoked weed on a regular basis, I guess. You know, I dabbled in it here and there, as anybody knows. And the reason why she came over with some product, as it were, is because I think it was the day before or whatever, her and I were talking, you know, and it was this, that kind of sexual banter back and forth of, oh, what's your fantasy? What's your fantasy? Mine, I said, well, you know what? I've always wanted to have sex while high. I can only imagine that it would magnify the experience, intensify it. So, Christy says immediately, well, I know what we're doing tomorrow night. I'm like, whoa, alright. And of course, I'm thinking, yeah, Acadius is going to have some sex, and when actually I probably was like, oh my goodness, the sax and the bing bang zing. So anyway, so she comes over to my apartment, and she has a little baggie, and so I don't know why I prolonged. I think I was just trying to be somewhat of a gentleman and entertain her. We were watching a movie. I was busy with some kind of project anyway, so I was on the computer while she was watching the movie. Thanks, and then I cooked something up, fed her, and so anyway, now Christy, she was a fine looking woman, and so she says, well, let's do this. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. So, we stepped out on the patio, we smoked a few bowls, and I don't know what kind of stuff she had, but it was prime product. I mean, it hit me fast. But then again, I wasn't a regular, so maybe I was, a quote-unquote lightweight in all of this. So anyway,
wait here. I'll have a word.
We go on to get a little toasted. And then we were, how it is, you start talking about the most absurd stuff, metaphysical nonsense or whatever, what you are thinking is deep or whatever. And so after about 15 minutes, she looks at me with a glimmer in her eye, and she says, with a smile, she says, well, I don't know about you, but I'm going into the bedroom. I'm like, whew, okay, I'm ready. I said, I'll be right there. I had to make sure the doors were locked or whatever. I don't know. So she goes into the bedroom. Well, suddenly I had this craving for food. It was just like, wow, I'm hungry. And anybody who's familiar with being in that kind of state of mind, when you're hungry, you can't ignore it. So I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe if I quickly grab something to eat. And so I go over to my refrigerator and I open it up. And in there wasn't much. I needed to go shopping for that week, and I think I fed her the last of whatever I had left. So there was a jar of pickles. Not just ordinary pickles. We're talking about the sweet gherkin pickles. Now, I love gherkin pickles. Love the sweetness. Don't know why. Just, it's like candy of the vegetable world. So anyway, I opened up the jar of sweet gherkin pickles, and I'm just devouring these. You know, I'm standing there with the refrigerator door open, the light just shining. It was like a beacon and a hypnosis for me. So I'm just standing there just eating. And I finally hear Christy call out. She's like, Acadius, I'm waiting. I'm like, oh, alright. Well, I open up my bedroom door, and there, you know, it's dimly lit in there. You know, the mood was set, as it were, and I'm freaking high as a kite. And I look at Christy, and her face was not exactly what I expected. It was kind of a gobsmacked look, you know, her mouth kind of hanging open and like, what? She said, what are you eating? Well, let me paint a picture for you. I was so enthralled with the sweet gherkin pickles that I actually had a couple handfuls, you know, like 3 sweet gherkin pickles in each hand, and then I had 2 gherkin pickles in my mouth still while chewing some on the back of my mouth. So I kind of look like this deformed walrus, and I've got gherkin juice pouring down the front of my chin. To which I reply to her question, I'm eating gherkins. That's how it sounded. Gherkins? I mean, spittle of gherkin juice is flying forth. And, well, and I'm still holding, you know, clenching the others in my hand. Well, let me tell you, friends, I never saw a girl get dressed so fast. Because that's what happened. She's like, yeah, I'm out of here. And I'm like, what? You know, it's not clicking with me. Like, what's wrong? I don't know what I was thinking. I thought maybe I could devour these gherkin pickles before I got to the bedroom. That, you know, between the refrigerator and the bedroom, we're looking at, what, 25 feet at most? You know, whatever. Nope, didn't work out like that. So she got dressed super fast, and I was trying to convince her, come on, stay, or whatever. And, well, she didn't. She was just like, well, we're not going to do this one again. You know, I'm like, but, well, when a woman makes up her mind, she makes up her mind. So, at least I could do was, you know, walk her to the car, which I did, after I'd quickly chowed down on the gherkins. But anyway, walked her to the car and all that, you know. But in retrospect now, you know, what she was probably going to be doing is going back to her boyfriend and going to get sex from him. I don't, you know, whatever. So, on a happier note, though, when I went back to my apartment, my upstairs neighbors, what were her names? Tammy and I can't remember the other one's name, but Tammy, blonde hair, just another cutie. I had helped her move in, and when she first arrived to the apartment complex, and she asked me to, I kid you not, I was helping her move the dresser shelves up into her apartment. And of course, the one drawer I actually pick up is got her panties in it. I mean, that was just like, oh, I didn't realize that until halfway up the stairs, and I'm handing her the drawer of her panties. She just kind of looked at me and like, and anyway, I digress. So yeah, so then, you know, I with Tammy hanging out on the patio with her roommate. They had asked me, you know, what had happened. You know, they thought I was you know, a Don Juan or a Casanova, as it were. And I said no, and I explained what happened. They had a laugh and invited me up for drinks, and you know, I had a good time. But anyway, so that's the story of you know, the weed, sex, and food. I was gonna title it as weed, sex, and pickles, but I didn't want to give the wrong impression about that. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this short story, and let me know what other stories you want to hear. What kind of embarrassing situations do you think I might have ended it up in? You know, give me ideas what to talk about. You know, do you want a personal tragedy, which I doubt? More embarrassing things that I've done in my life, because my God, that's a cornucopia of them. Okay, so enjoy the rest of this gameplay. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter. Okay, my Twitter name is Acadius. So, till next time, take care.
I'm just glad you made it out okay. Sorry, I've got to go. Stay safe, Barbara. You still know how to make an entrance.
How's the evacuation going?
Last bus crossed the city limits an hour ago. I'm just glad my little girl got out when she did. Now the real work begins.
Any lead on Scarecrow?
We were tracking an unknown military vehicle speeding through Chinatown. It's the only lead we've had all night, but they gave us the slip. With the evacuation, I just don't have the manpower left in the city.
If you find it, tell your men not to engage. I'll deal with it.
Do you really think Scarecrow's crazy enough to detonate a chemical weapon in Gotham?
I won't let that happen, Jim. In case you need to reach me, it's going to be a long night.
All units, we've got a 1033 in Sector 2. Missing patrol car. Unit 247. Suspected officer down.
Hey, Batman. Every damn time.
Oracle, I need the location of Unit 247.
Already working on it. How's my dad doing?
He's holding up.
Somehow, he always does. Okay, I'm sending through the squad car's location. Be careful. It's not looking good out there.
Don't forget, we gotta go see Penguin later. He's got something special planned. Evacuate. Miss all this? I'll take my chances with Scarecrow. I think this is gonna be one special Halloween. No, please! This ain't your city anymore.
He should have been dead. He's here! Smash his face! Hey, Batman! Don't leave me here, please.
You're safe.
Thanks, Batman. I thought they were gonna kill me. The city's overrun. We don't stand a chance.
Stay here. I'll send someone to pick you up.
What are you doing?
Evening the odds.
We're done for, aren't we?
Oracle, I need to track that military vehicle.
A squad car has picked up the pursuit. I'm relaying its location now.